There are two types of people who clicked on this video. People who genuinely believe in this stuff and want to see how this goes, and people who just want to watch and make fun of me. Let's begin! I got the book Moonology a while back, and it's essentially a guide to live your life in tune with the moon. The author claims by doing so, you can manifest all your hopes and dreams and basically live your life to the fullest. So I thought I'd put that to the test and live my life in tune with the moon for a month. Full disclosure, before we get into it, I'm an avid believer of the law of attraction, which is basically the foundation of this book. I believe what you put out into the universe will be reflected back, so if that's too hippy-dippy for you, it gets worse from here, so you've been warned. But there are more layers to this book that I'm not so sure about. The author goes into future predictions based off the moon and which astrological sign it's in, and which house it's in for you specifically, even going as far as predicting your life day to day. So do I believe in all that? I don't know, but I'm willing to put it to the test. So let's start at the very beginning, the new moon. The new moon is where the journey begins. The first thing this book outlines is what to do in general for every new moon. There's a whole routine she gives, but for the sake of this video, the main thing is new moon wishing. This is where you lay out your wishes and what you'd like to manifest for the month ahead. And in the book, she gives examples on how to go about doing this and what you should wish for and how you should kind of lay out your wishes, if that makes sense. For this challenge, I decided to base my manifestation, is that a word? My wishing on something to do with YouTube. My wish was just for more success on the platform and to manifest more traffic to the channel because at this time it was pretty stagnant. So on the night of the new moon, I manifested. I just got home and so I am sitting here with my notebook and the Moonology book, and I'm just going through and doing the little new moon routine that the author has laid out. So I'm just gonna do that before I go to bed. But I don't know if I'm gonna meditate for like a full 15 minutes because that's a lot, but I'm gonna try my best and try and stick to it. So yeah, first step in my moon month. Yeah, so meditation was something the author made clear from the very beginning was very important, but it was honestly sometimes hard for me. I don't know, when I meditate, it's amazing, it's life-changing, like, I love it. My mental health gets better, I'm less stressed, I'm more focused, but I'm annoying and sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. So meditation is another thing that the author specifies is really important, and I've wanted to, work on my meditation skills and meditating more and just sticking with it. So that's just a challenge in itself though. I'm gonna try to meditate more, but yeah, it's challenging for me just because a lot of times I tell myself that I'm not in the mood to meditate, but that is the whole reason to meditate, to put you in a calm mood. So but it's really hard for me to just sit down and take time out of my day to do it because I feel like I'm wasting time, but if I wasn't meditating, I'd be procrastinating on YouTube or Netflix anyways. So meditation, really important, so I am going to try and work on that. And just visualization every day, because she does say also to just take a minute every day. It could be just a couple of seconds to just remember your goals. So gonna work on that. I have that problem with a lot of things. I'll just psych myself out of doing something even if I know it's good for me, and then when it's over I'm like, wow, that wasn't that bad, I actually enjoyed that. So I tried my best to keep up with the meditation, but I feel like that was just a challenge in itself. So do you hear all those dogs that are going crazy? So going more in depth, the author offers suggestions as to what to focus on in the coming moon month depending on which astrological sign the new moon falls on. Does that make sense? Okay. For this particular day, it happened to be in Leo. On top of that, she offers even deeper insight depending on which personal house that sign falls in. If you have no idea what I'm talking about or what houses are, she talks about it in the book and explains it more, but here's my SparkNotes version. Go online and find a rising sign calculator. Find a rising sign calculator. We all have sun signs, and that's what you say when someone is like, what's your sign? But we also have rising signs. So go online, find a calculator. You'll need your date of birth and your time of birth. Once you have your rising sign, that's your first house. So basically every house supposedly dictates a different aspect of your life. So once you have your first house, you can just go down in order of the signs and find the rest of your houses. So because my rising sign is Gemini, I can go down in order of the signs and figure out that Leo is my third house. So that's kind of like the breakdown of houses. They say that rising signs give as much insight into your personality as sun signs, so that's just a fun little tidbit. Okay, so this is where the book goes way in depth. So once you have all that information, she offers insights into what to keep in mind for the upcoming month, things to expect, messages to keep in mind, affirmations, essential oils, numerological energy, guiding goddess, guiding archangel, chakras, heavenly ray. What is that? And even more. Like, she offers all that and more. And that's just a lot for me, and I didn't know a lot about them. I mean, she does talk about them in the back of the book, but for sake of this challenge, I just stuck to basically things to keep in mind and what to do during the month. So your third house is your communication zone. So things that I kept in mind this month are things like, are you telling your truth? If not, why? How are you getting your messages across? Do you feel confident asking for what you want? Things like that, things having to do with communication. And the things that the book said to do during this month were take a public speaking course. I'm not gonna do that. Read books you've got stacked up, take a short trip, hang out with siblings, write that letter you've been putting off, study a foreign language, things like that. And I did do a lot of those things. The other day, my sister came over for dinner, so that takes care of hanging out with siblings. I just got back from a trip that I took, so I can check that off of my moon monthly to-do list. The author also offers broad guides for the time of the moon month, such as first quarter or waxing, just more broad terms, and how you might be feeling with your goals and wishes during that particular time of the moon month. So I made sure to pay attention to that too. And then it also says in the book that this is the time where you could be having doubts about your goals and wishes. And I definitely am, but I don't know if it's because it's that time of the moon month or if I just always doubt myself, so. Don't know. Now fast forwarding to 2 weeks to the full moon, this is a time for forgiveness and letting go of things that don't serve you in a positive way and just being grateful for the things in your life. Now another challenge I faced in this journey though was finding the time to do the particular activities on the specific day. So I actually had to celebrate the full moon a day later. It is the full moon tonight. And I naively thought that I would hang out with my friend and come back home and do what I need to do to celebrate this full moon. But it's currently 1 in the morning. And, you know, when I get together with my friends, I just get together with my friends and I'm out for the night. So I'm gonna get ready for bed and literally go to bed because I'm so tired. But the full moon, the new moon and full moon energy stays around for a couple of days, so I'm gonna do what I need to do tomorrow and have a nice little ritual, if you will. So yeah, but at least I saw the full moon. Does that count? Okay, I've been rambling. I just like my eyebrows because sometimes they look jank and sometimes they look all like that. Good night. I'm so tired. On top of that generalized suggestion as to what to do during the full moon, she also gives predictions based off of, you guessed it, which sign the full moon falls on. The full moon was in Pisces, which is my 10th house, so I made sure to act accordingly and keep that in mind. So because this full moon is in my 10th house, I believe it's in my 10th house, it's a career zone. quote unquote, that's what your 10th house is supposed to be, which makes a lot of sense, and I don't know if it's coincidental or what, but that's very fitting because my goal is specifically about my career, and my career is something that I've been really focusing on lately. So I really took the time around this full moon to plan and schedule out goals and things I want to accomplish and how to stay productive and things like that. So that was really helpful. So I'm following the tune of the moon. So you have the new moon, you have the full moon, but that's only 2 days out of the moon month. So it doesn't stop there. The author literally gives you a guide on what to do day to day in every daily moon, depending on which sign it's in and which house it's in for you specifically. And that's honestly where I had the most trouble. But I have been trying to keep up, daily. I look at where the moon is, what that means for the specific sign, and then what it means for the specific house that it's in, for me particularly. So I'm trying to keep up with it. I don't know how it's affecting my life though. But I have been really trying to stick with like the whole daily moons too. Like I'll check up on what the daily moon is supposed to be for the day and try and stick with that. But I don't know about this whole thing. Okay, I'm finding it very difficult to check in every single day and like figure out what I'm supposed to do that day. And sometimes it's like, today is a great day to be social. It's a bad day to stay inside. But I'm like, I have no plans and I just want to stay inside. So needless to say, there's a lot to do and a lot to consider when you're trying to live your life in tune with the moon. So here are my final thoughts. Is this just a bunch of hippy-dippy hogwash? I honestly don't think so. Like I said, I believe in the law of attraction and manifestation, and I believe the moon is powerful. I mean, it controls the tides and our emotions, so maybe using it to magnify your wishes really does work. I will say, my channel was stagnant for months, and I was pretty discouraged with it when I started this challenge, but right around the time I started manifesting, it started growing. And I don't think that's a coincidence. We all have the power to shape our own lives. That being said, will I follow this book as religiously as I did during this challenge? No. It was a lot, and I don't know if I believe in the whole predicting day to day, but I will continue to check in with the new moons and full moons. Because every sign and house covers a different aspect of your lives. Career, family, relationships, love, travel, things that people should check in with every so often, but sometimes don't because we just get caught up in our daily lives. So if nothing else, following the moon and following this book is a good way to check in with things that we normally don't, and just check in with your life. Are you happy where you are with the circumstances around you? If not, change something. I thoroughly enjoyed this challenge and I learned a lot, and I encourage everyone to take time to reflect on their lives and manifest their dreams. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And if you have a challenge for me to do, leave me a comment below letting me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye guys.